excited. I just got this delivered right now. I figured I would do an unboxing for you guys because that way you guys can kind of see what you can expect directly to get from Kiesel should you decide to order one. I've always found that their stuff comes completely set up. It's just remarkable how well they can kind of ship it to you with every single thing that as a pro guitar player you'd want. That was pretty much my biggest gripe with other companies, is that when you get a guitar sent to you, or if you pick one up from like Long McQuaid or something like that, then what happens is you're basically like trying to figure out how to intonate it, how to set it up for the action you want, whereas Kiesel assumes that you're the player that you are, so they send you quality. Anyways, I'm just going to undo this thing. I'm going to play this guy right here, and I'll get to it. Alrighty. Ready? Moment of truth. I've never seen this before. It just came in. I spec'd it out the way I wanted with zero intention of selling it again. I just wanted to have some fun. So what you guys are seeing is exactly the first time I've ever seen it in my life. So that is the Lambo orange with a crackle finish, black hardware, gold posts, stainless jumbo frets, black acrylic dots, K at the 12th, 14 inch radius. And just so you guys can see as well, the neck is painted as well on these guys, because otherwise you get this nasty cut off right there, and that wouldn't be too nice. It's also got the slimmer neck profile, which is wild. I'm actually really digging the gloss finish on the side of the neck. I think that's freaking cool. The guitar is so tiny, I can't even get over it. One thing I want you guys to see, and I'll when I have it set up, I'll get out my measuring stuff so you can see that, is that the action setup from the factory is just stupid low. It's just disgusting. So if you're looking for a guitar that's set up for you, if you like low action, again, if you're the kind of player that wants to play a guitar that's funky like this, then you can assume that it's going to come the way you want it with Kiesel, which is awesome. I'm sorry again for just the crappy filming. I just wanted to make sure that I got this on camera for you guys so you can see exactly what you wanted. Oh, and this is also an upgraded Birdseye fretboard. Try to get that for you guys right now. Sorry again with the lighting. Super cool. Okay, what I'll do is I'll set it up. I'll get some sound on there so you guys can hear how it sounds, and we'll go from there. So I wanted to try to get this done when I first got the guitar, but unfortunately I had some things that stopped me. So after having the guitar for about a week now, I've noticed a couple different things that I want to talk to you guys about. Again, this isn't really a playing video, it's more just like for people who are trying to get a Kiesel and know what they're kind of getting into. So a couple cool things right off the hop that again I love about the company is that when you get the guitar, coming from a guitar player's point of view, I hate it when you get a guitar and it's like not set up right, crap like that. Just like certain ones, I'm not sure if anybody's got like, you know, Ibanez, stuff like that, but I've always noticed the action's super high. Now this one came really low. Like they have double carbon rods in here to stabilize the neck, so like they can go that low without it going into like a convex curve. That said though, it's like it was retardedly low and it still played great. I just don't like it that low. So I did bring it up a little bit. Again, with these bridges, take off your bridge and do that. Otherwise you'll scrape the poles and then it can lead to some tuning problems. That is the next thing I wanted to tell you about, is like when it comes down to these kind of guitars, understand that they're not double locking. I think they are, but they're not. So locking up here, you're not pinching the string in here. The string is fastened in there. So a lot of people, if you read into some forums and whatnot, they talk about how they either love headless or hate it because they can't get the tuning right or they can't get the string change done properly. And these issues are constantly apparently just like driving people nuts. So these are different things for you guys to think about, because for somebody it might be like, hey, I'm fine with this, somebody else might hate it. Another thing is the coil tapping. Another thing, I've always hated the split sound when you coil tap, when they're not actually true single coils. I love, like, if you get like a Sir Classic S, the single coil sound it's unbelievable. And funny thing is, this is the actual first guitar that I think is freaking cool when you actually split the coil on it. It's an awesome sound. I actually use it a lot, which is pretty rare for me, because again, I've had that before and I just found it like a gimmick, because you kind of know it's there and it's an option to you, but you always go back to your main humbuckers. So that's something there. These sounds are awesome. It's an illuminator in the bridge and then the beryllium in the neck. Both of them sound phenomenal. And actually the illuminator, it sounds just spectacular. Everybody complains about the lithium being too bright. Personally, I never noticed that, because I'll just adjust my amp accordingly. But yeah, like the illuminator, it's like the best of both worlds. You're getting the attack, you're getting the clarity, and you're getting awesome like just tone out of it, whereas it's not having to be disturbed by too much shrill, you know, pick attack or high ends like the lithiums people say. So again, I never had any problems with it, but some people might. Another thing about this guy is just, I guess, the feeling of the guitar being a smaller guitar. If you're thinking about getting into like a headless guitar, maybe you should think about that before, because if you are a bigger person, or if you hold your guitars in a certain way, then you might find that a little annoying. You might not, who knows. I love it. I think it's cool, because like, especially now that I have a kid running around here, if I'm practicing scales and stuff like that in front of the TV, just have him running around, he's less likely to smack his head off it. So I think it's the coolest thing. Again, these are just little things that I find are, you know, they're interesting to me, because I don't want to have to deal with this kind of crap when I'm playing guitar, okay? Like, these are all little things that add up to me. Because tone, you know, you have these people who are always chasing tone, they're always like getting into the next guitar that has a different tone in the next amp. And I've always thought of that, like, go from the source back, okay? So like, you can give a piece of crap amp and a piece of crap guitar to Joe Satriani, and he's gonna make it sound better than the best amp and best guitar to a crappy player, okay? So that's true no matter what. So you're gonna create more of the tone with your actual fingers. So when I'm on these forums and I read people talking about like all these tone woods, like, I've honestly never really noticed much of a difference. Like, I can hear it, sure, but like, it's not gonna throw me off of a guitar. The certain things that are gonna throw me off the guitar is if I feel like it doesn't fit in my hands, if it doesn't sit like the way I wanna sit here. Like, I used to have a PV Wolfgang and I loved the sound of the guitar, but my wrist, the way I would position my wrist and position my arm right here would just get destroyed by the body shape, because it was like it was a contoured carved top with a really sharp edge to it, and that just drove me nuts. But this right here has this nice little, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it slants down, and it's a cut right here, and then it has one for the belly as well, so you can kind of tuck it in there, and it just sits there. It doesn't nosedive around like that, it just sits. It's completely comfortable, the thing feels awesome, it sounds great, so it's a great guitar just to grab. And not to mention, but it's this big. Like, how cool is that? It's that big. So like, for me, being that this is like the best kind of headless guitar you can get, people love their other options, great, do it. But like, I think this is the coolest, because first of all, it looks hilarious. I think it looks amazing. So if you're gonna get something small like that, have some fun with it, don't be so serious. But then it's also like, for me, it's a travel guitar. I can put this in my car, I can go to practices, I can have fun with it. I can pull it out in small little spaces, and I don't have to worry about this guitar being so big. Whereas like, I love my Vanquish, but my Vanquish is big. It's a big guitar, it sits out to here, the headstock's out to here, so if my kid's walking by, or if I'm in a tight little space with my amps in this tiny little room, then if I'm gonna smack something with the headstock, and it gets to be a pain in the butt. So yeah, so again, action's awesome. The thing is set up purely perfect out of the case, and again, you can go with that how you want. It's player's preference, but just know the guitar is completely capable of doing what you want. Pickups sound amazing. Again, it's a Illuminator Beryllium. I'm going to play them for you in 2 seconds, but those guys right there. The everything else came fine. The guitar definitely had a little bit of an issue in terms of the tuning stability in the beginning, because they were using elixirs, and I just changed them out, and the second I changed them out, it seems to be holding better. It definitely isn't, like I said earlier, it doesn't respond quite as well as a Floyd. People can tell me that the Floyds aren't their preference and stuff like that, but I'm going to argue that to the death. Floyds are double locking for a reason, so you know, I'm sure I'm going to get some hell over that. But if you're using a Floyd, just understand people like Steve Vai, Satriani, the late Van Halen, these guys are using Floyds for a reason, and they're the pros, okay? Anyways, guys, if you want to subscribe to this for me, I'm just going to do some playing for you. I'll show you the different pickup sounds and different tone sounds, just so you guys know as well. I am running it through an amp over here. I have the mic playing it for you so you get more of a like a natural room sound. And then I got an AEA NT22 mic in the cab, okay? So I said earlier about the guitar not really having much of a difference in tonality with the body woods and stuff like that. I'm not trying to say it obviously does. All I'm trying to say with that, just so you know, is that if you look at the pros, again, they all pretty much have like basswood bodies. They don't really care. So worry about yourself first, right? That all said though, so this thing is mahogany body, it's maple neck. Actually, one little cool thing before I start as well is it is a painted back of the neck. And it's funny because I didn't think I'd like that, but I think it's great. I think it's fun. I think that if you're a sweaty player, you might have an issue with it. But that said as well, all my natural necks, if I sweat on them, then you start staining them. Some people like that because it gives an age look, but for me, I kind of wanted to have something that was going to be a little bit more like lasting. So this one, it seems to be great. I love it. Anyways, this right here is your split humbucker. This is the humbucker. Change. Obviously, they do thin out a little bit. Obviously, you're expecting it to be single coil, so it's going to thin out a little bit. That said, though, the volume change between these guys can be a little bit significant, so you're not going to be able to juggle around as quick on the go if you're doing that kind of stuff, because there is a big decibel increase. So, on some distortion. This is the limiter. Illuminator blew me away. I've had the Beryllium in the neck before, and definitely a great pickup as well. I just think that the biggest difference for me was the Illuminator. Yeah, so again, just to sum it up, this is a Lambo orange metallic Crackle. It has the Birdseye neck. I'm not sure how good, I'm going to film it anyways just so you guys can see it again. It was one of the special top woods, so you can see it's heavily figured. The body is mahogany, this guy's maple. What else is there in here for me? Oh yeah, jumbo stainless frets. And yeah, so this is the guitar. Definitely guys, check them out if you're looking for a headless, because they're hilarious and they're fun. And definitely something that is like more for me, like a player's guitar. It's not something I'm just gonna hang on the wall and leave alone. That all said though, it does everything I want as a guitarist. So if you have any questions, please drop me in the comments. It's a lot of fun to respond with you guys. I'm gonna try to keep on doing these kind of videos for you as well, so that I can kind of keep some thoughts open. If you have any questions or anything, any ideas that you want a video about so I can help you out, then let me know, because again, anything that can help a guitar player kind of figure out how to get better in this world is what I'm about. That all said though, do me a favor, subscribe and share this if it helped you, just so that I can get some people who would like, you know, have any questions like that answered. I guess the last thing was I'm running this through an EVH amp as well, so just so you know, it's not running through my triple X, even though that thing is a beast. But yeah, guys, if you get a chance and you think about headless, definitely go with this, okay? Talk to you later. Bye-bye.